Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. Welcome to my backyard apiary. Today we're going to install NUCs, which is short for nucleus. A nucleus typically consists of 5 frames. It'll have a laying queen. It'll have brood at all stages, capped, young larvae, and you'll typically have food sources, pollen and nectar, and capped honey. As you can see behind me, I have a couple NUCs to install. We'll put one of them in this Apame hive that we did a review on in a previous video, and we'll install the other NUC in that other Apame hive behind me. Before we move our Apame hive over to the spot where our nucleus is at, there's a couple things that we need to do ahead of time. First, nucleus typically come, as I mentioned, with 5 frames at all stages. So what we need to do is install additional frames, or additional 5 frames for this 10 right here. So I'm going to use a already drawn out comb, a frame that has drawn out wax, and then just foundation. So that way give something the bees to work on. Right here in the middle, as you can see, is empty. We'll put the 5 frames from the nucleus inside here. Let's get our protective clothing on, our smoker lit, and we'll see you over in the apiary. As beekeepers, we get our bees from a variety of different ways. One way is a package of bees. They typically come in a box similar to this behind me, with a laying queen, 3 pounds or roughly 5,000 bees, but no infrastructure, meaning they have to build everything up from scratch. So if you were to place it in a hive similar to this with 10 frames, it would take them a while to build up and get well established. The benefit of a NUC or nucleus is the fact, as I mentioned before, it comes with 5 frames, a laying queen, brood at various stages, pollen and nectar. Let's get suited up and install this NUC. Now that I've suited up and well protected, this NUC has been here roughly 24 hours, so the bees have already done orientation flights and have geolocated to this location, so it'll be a smooth transition into their new home. So I'm going to temporarily place this NUC on this little pedestal here. It's quite heavy. Unlatch the outer cover. I'm just going to set this on top of here. Remove the feeder. And then open the entrance. Let me grab my smoker, give them a little puff. Hive tool. Wow, there are a lot of bees in here. A little bit of smoke. So at this point, I don't need to find the queen because I know she's in here. But if we see her, I'll make sure I'll show you. So again, when you're using your hive tool to gently pull this up, making sure that you don't roll the queen, so just pull it straight up. Nice and slow. This is full of capped brood. I'm just going to see if I can see the queen. I don't see her on this side. Full of capped brood. So this has a lot of, capped brood and bees, and the outer edges is, a band of honey or nectar. So this is going to take off real fast. So again, just take your hive tool, separate it from the other frame, adjacent frame. Easily pull it straight up. Again, a lot of brood. This is going to be awesome. This hive will boom pretty fast or pretty soon. Again, I don't absolutely need to see the queen, but I see various stages. I see young larvae, I see eggs, and cap brood. So just place them, make sure you place them in the same order that you pulled it out on. Again, pull it straight up. Lot of capped brood. This is awesome. I'm super excited. So this cap brood the gestation of cap brood is 21 days. So any day now I'm going to have a lot more bees. Again, place it gently and then slide up against it. So you don't need to do what I'm doing right now, but I'm just checking to see if I can easily find the queen. But I'm seeing, young larvae at various stages, cap brood. I'm seeing some pollen on the outer edges. So again, a full sheet of brood. Pretty cool. Nice and easy. Now the last frame. Okay, this has got nectar because it's got some weight to it, or honey too. Since this is a nuc and a young hive, and do I see the queen? No, I see a bunch of drones. Oh, there she is. I don't know if you can see her. She's like right here. She's marked, got a green dot on her. So I'll hold this for a second so we can film it, and then I'll try to mark it in the camera and in post-production. All right. Now that I know I've got my queen, just need to be careful. Actually, I'm going to pull this frame out because I know she's on this frame. And that way, there's no way I can damage the queen when I put it in. Okay. So I'm going to scoot this other frame against it, and then I can put this one in. All right, so we have some bees that are in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this box in front of the hive, and when they start fanning the queen pheromone, these bees will find their way back inside this hive. So I'm going to set this in front. And the lid, we'll just shake some of the bees off. Again, I'll just set this in front as well. And now we'll just put it back together. We're just going to set our inner feeder on. For new NUCs, even if it was a package of bees, it would do the same thing. You want to feed them, so we're going to get some sugar water and feed these bees. As you can see, that was very easy to install the NUC, just a little patience. Anyone can do it. So with most NUC packages, we typically feed afterwards, and that's what I'm going to do now. As I mentioned before, these apame hives make it super easy for you to feed. I'll take the outer cover off. I don't need to do anything with the bees. Just remove the side. Now for my sugar water, it's 1 to 1. I'm adding Hive Alive, which is a supplement. Not only does that extend the longevity of your sugar water, but it adds, essential vitamins and minerals for the bees to use. Very beneficial. It's been scientifically proven that it works. Helps with nosema. So I'm just going to pour this in. And I'm going to check back in a week and keep feeding until they start filling out the rest of the frames. Once the frames are full, you start seeing nectar or capped honey. And before I add the honey super, you do not feed, or when you add a honey super, you do not feed. So if you like the video, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.